Good morning, guys. Today I want to do a video about how to input a new listing into the MLS. I know for some of you guys this is going to be something you've done a million times, but for new agents I'm doing a series of videos in order for us not to have to go over such basic things every single time that we get a new agent in the office. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I think you'll get a lot out of it. So let's dive right in. So if you're working with a Garden State multiple listing, what you're going to be doing is you're going to see the home screen and it looks like this. You're going to go to the drop down screen where it says Office Management, and you're going to add a listing. Then you're going to determine what kind of property it is. And in this case, I'm inputting a condominium, 55 and older, so that's going to be classified under residential. In some MLSs, it'll be classified as a condo or townhouse, but in the Garden State, they group it into residential. So then we're going to find the county, then we're going to find the town, then we hit continue, then we look for the property. Okay, so once we've got to this page will auto-populate all the financial information like the taxes, the owner's name, and those types of things. So now we have to drop down and look for the appropriate unit. Usually you won't have these many options, but since this is a condo, there's a lot of units in that one address, so it gives you every single address that's available. So then I click here, this button, auto-populate, and then you click continue here. This page is going to geocode where the property is located. You continue, and you agree. Okay, I'm not sure if everyone will get this screen, but the broker does get this screen. It might ask you to skip. Okay, so now once you've got this page up in front of you, the first thing you're going to have to do is put in the price. So in this particular unit, we're going to list for $99,000. It's considered a townhouse. Then the things that are in black are not mandatory, only the things that are highlighted in red. So just skip through the stuff that's most important first, and then if you want to add some information, you can go ahead and do that also. Now, the next item that needs to be answered is this question number 20, 55 and older. This one just happens to be a 55 and older, but most of the time you guys won't will hit no because it might not be a 55 and older. So this is telling me that I need to input an additional form that states that this is only for 55 and over community for people 55 and over. So that's this document here, which I found in the MLS. So I'll be getting this signed by the owner, and I'll be submitting this as well. It is community living. Are pets allowed in this particular place? They are not. And this will be featured on the MLS, so we're going to click yes. Seller disclosure available. Sometimes people want to check this off, yes or no. In this particular case, we're not putting a seller disclosure in. The seller of this property is an estate, so they never lived in the unit, so they don't have any information available. This particular unit has 4 rooms. Don't confuse this with bedrooms. These are actual rooms. 1 bedroom, 1 full bath, 0 half baths. Okay, then we're going to skip down to where it says basement. No. One last thing, if you know the square footage of the unit, it's always good to put it. This particular unit, I do not know the square footage off the top of my head, so I'm going to be utilizing the bylaws to see if they make any mention of how much square footage there is in this unit. Sometimes in the tax records it'll give you what the actual square footage of the unit is, but in this one here you see that there is no information for the square footage of the property. Normally in Union County you don't see too much square footage, but in other counties you will. Luckily we found the construction date, which was 1971. If anybody has any questions on how to get to this page here where it gives you the tax information, just Google New Jersey tax records and you'll see this come up. And you'll be able to put in the information and it'll give you all the tax info. Alright, so we'll move right along. Construction year, we just established that it's 1971. Okay, we'll click on approximate. Now this is what kind of style of dwelling. We're going to pick 1 floor unit. Ownership type, condominium. Normally if it's a single family home, you're going to click fee simple. But since this is a condo, you're going to click condo. If it's a cooperative, and you should have learned what this is in comparison to a condo, then you would click cooperative. If any of you guys have any questions on the difference in this, please don't hesitate to ask. Okay, then we're garage space is 0, but there is assigned parking. So we're gonna click on, that's asking about the roof, but then here where it says parking, we're gonna go to parking lot shared. And we're also gonna click on off-street parking. Also click on assigned, and that should be good. Okay, now the exterior of this building is brick. The directions to this particular property, it's highlighted in red, guys, and a lot of times you might see a listing that says see Google Maps or see it, click on address or something like that, but it doesn't take you long to just Google map the property. Then all you have to do is type in Chestnut to, let's open this up a little more. Chestnut to West Sumner to Tucker. Okay, that's all you have to do. You go a little extra mile, but people really appreciate it. If for any reason the seller happens to look at the listing and say, hey, you were too lazy to put in the directions, it doesn't make you look too good. So now we're going to go to client remarks. Now with client remarks, guys, try to be very creative in the way you describe the property. Make it very appealing when people read it. For some people, it really does help. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say a little bit about the property. In client remarks, you can't do anything but describe the property and try not to use any words that may point towards discrimination. For example, you can't say great for large families or good for new families, because that triggers a discrimination in the eyes of the MLS. So the client remarks for this one would be, let's see, fantastic unit, very clean and airy. Excuse my spelling, because I'm very bad at spelling. Let's see. Features new laminate flooring. Features new laminate flooring. Great recreation room. Beautiful courtyard. Has 2 elevators. And assigned parking. This is one of the larger units. So what I was being told by the owners of this property are that in this particular complex there are different size condos, and this is one of the bigger ones, so I want to feature that there. Now if you want to continue saying more things about the property, you can. And here in additional client remarks, you can put in as much stuff as you can or as much stuff as it'll allow you. I'm not going to bore you with that right now, but here in agent remarks, I always find it's very good to put down easy to show. Agents really want to show the properties that are not going to be a pain in the butt to get around to showing. So please specify if it's a very easy showing, and they'll probably show your property that much more. Here, a lot of people skip it because it's not in red, but I feel that anybody that's looking for a property and seriously wants to consider buying it, they want to know how big the rooms are. So when you're visiting the property, try to get a room size. It doesn't have to be exact, guys. Just try to get something. That way you can fill that information out here. Now, I'm not going to do that right now with you guys. I'm just going to maybe do one, and then you guys can see how easy it is to do. You can put in the room dimensions. This is measured in feet, 14 by 12, and this is a condo, I'm just going to call it the first floor. Everything's going to be first floor, even though it's on the third floor. All right, and then you guys can do it for all the rooms that it specifies. You can also here in down here where it says level 1 rooms or basement rooms, you describe how many rooms or what type of rooms there are in each level. Don't confuse the basement level with the ground level. If it's a bi-level, a lot of times it's ground level on the basement. If it's an old colonial, sometimes the basement is actually a basement. So with this one, I'm just going to specify that there's 1 bedroom, there's a main bath, there is a dining room, there is a kitchen, and there is a living room. Okay. Kitchen area is a galley kitchen. Dining area, I'm going to put down into formal dining area. And I am going to specify it's handicap modified because it is a 55 and older, so I want to make sure that people understand that. Fireplaces are 0. Appliances included in this particular one, it's a it's electric range and a refrigerator. The amenities we have not too much of the stuff here, but I am going to put there's a clubhouse, even though it's not really a clubhouse, it's more of a recreation room that's shared by the whole complex. Heating, we have 2 units, wall units. Okay, cooling, we have the same thing. Utilities, electric. Water is public water. Sewer is public sewer. Now, if you guys are confused about if the property has public water or if it has a well, it's really important to ask that question to the client if you have any doubts. If it's in a rural area, you should be asking where did they get their water from. Same thing with the sewer. It might be a septic tank or it could be something different that you're not used to notating. Now the hot water, a lot of times it's good to put this down. In this particular place, it's an electric hot water heater. And for the most part, where you did the auto population, it covered all the financial information, so you don't have to worry about getting the assessments wrong or the taxes wrong. So here, the only thing that's not filled out for you automatically is the easement. We're going to put down that there's an unknown easement. I usually try to keep it as unknown, just in case you put in no, there is no easement, and there ends up being one. You don't want to be responsible for that. Association fees, this is the fee that you have to pay the association for management and maintenance of the property. This I have notated, which I believe is $280. Application fee, I believe, is $750. Possession would be at closing. Some people put 0 to 30 days. I just always have used the term at closing. Let's see. Now, we have the list date. Now, we're going to put this thing active as of today. We're going to expire it in 6 months. Okay. Buyer's broker compensation. We're going to put in here 2.5%. Transaction broker 2.5%. And sub-agent would be 0. Now the difference, guys, is that some real estate offices that consider themselves to be a buyer's agent, that's how they represent their clients. Some agencies for insurance purposes, they are only considered transaction brokers. Transaction brokers have no representation of the client. They are just facilitators. So we also cooperate with them. In New Jersey, we don't utilize the sub-agent category. I'm not sure why they still even have it here. If anybody can answer that question for us, please leave a message in this video. And the business relationship for our office is a disclosed dual agency. The listing type is an exclusive right to sell. I'll explain the differences if you guys have a question on this. This is not a short sale, so we don't need to get an approval from a third party. It is not a variable commission. And the showing instructions would be We have the keys in the office, so this would be cease showing instructions. This particular property does not allow lock boxes on the property. Owner's name, I like to take out. Some people like to be discreet. So we just put here on file. Association name, that information I will get from the homeowners, which I do have, not on me. So I'm going to put in here on file. And for now, I'm going to put on here our office number. And I'll fill this out correctly later. So we're going to submit this now as active, and it'll tell me if there's anything missing. Now, I purposely left something out to show you guys how this works. So submit as active. It's going to say fuel type is required and sign-on property is required. So I missed two categories. So I'm going to click OK, and it's going to take me to the place where it needs me to fill out. So fuel type, we spoke about earlier that it's going to be electric. Then we'll click on submit as active again, and it says sign-on property is required. So now it jumped us down to where the sign-on property goes. So you click here, sign-on property. No, this particular place is not allowing us to put any signs up. So we have to do all our marketing online. So now we submit as active. Okay. I believe it requires a little modifying. Let's try it now. Lot size or acreage is required. Okay, so let's go to lot size. Okay. Now if we don't know the lot size, we can just go here on the tax records again. It should tell us here what the lot size is. It looks like it doesn't have the lot dimensions on this particular one because it's a condo. So we have to do some deeper investigation. So now let's, what I would do in this case would be check a different listing for the same complex. So now that we have a little issue like this, which I'm glad it happened, so you guys can see what we would do in this case where you can't find the information, you can go online to the same website, the MLS, and then you can see here other condos in the same complex and get the information from there. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to grab the lot size or the acreage, which is 0.02 as acres, and then we're going to also get from here the management company's information, which is Putnam House. Okay, and then the management phone number would be this. Okay, so we're just going to grab that, come here, we're going to click in 0.02. Oh, it's actually here. Okay, now we've got the management information. And the phone number. We should be all set. Okay, association fee. Let's see what we got here. Let's try this. Oh, the frequency is incorrect, so it has to be association fee monthly. Submit as active, and we're all done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to update the information. What it's asking here is that when it comes up and people are looking at this property on the MLS, is the address going to be included? I think it'd be wise to include it. That way they know where the property is located. On Realtor.com, we still have to link up to them through the IDXs. So this is not currently available right now. But then what you do is after the property is listed and you've completed what I just showed you, you also have to either send them the fax with your listing agreement and the input page, and you generate the fax cover sheet this way, or you can either upload it online by sending an email and following these instructions. Personally, we're very green and we usually do it this way, so we don't have to print out any paper. If you guys have any questions on how to do this on your own, please let me know. It's pretty self-explanatory. All the information is right here. Now, one last thing that I want to show you guys how to do is I need you to learn how to add the images, which are very important. Now, the images sell a property. So what I'm going to show you guys now is how to do that. You just go down to 255 Tucker. You go to Edit Media, and now you want to add images. Now, once you get here, you just have to click here, select your files, pick whatever files you're looking for, hit continue, and then you'll be all set. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's any questions you guys may have pertaining to this or any other topic, please send me an email or leave me a message on this video. Thanks guys, and have a great day.